Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking today's Dreaded D-Rose report. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I apologize for the way I look. WWE announced today that tickets for its annual Pop Culture, they say, extravaganza WrestleMania 29 go on sale Saturday, November 10th. 10 a.m. WrestleMania 29 is going to be taking place Sunday, April 7th, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Ticket prices are from $35, I have no idea, it's got to be parking lot, to $850. And there's also a limited number of Circle Gold VIP packages available for $2,000. I say 2,000. WrestleMania fans. Golden Circle package, by the way, includes seating in the first 4 rows at ringside, an exclusive gold VIP stadium entrance, and a collectible WrestleMania 29 ticket holder, and a commemorative WrestleMania 29 take-home folding chair that you could hit people with on the way out. Tickets can be purchased through, of course, Ticketmaster outlets, or you can call an 800 number, or you can go to MetLife Stadium, Izod Center box office. Score Television Network and Baltimore Sun spoke with Tony Schiavone. Yep, he's still around. His thoughts on the infamous moment where he spoiled Mankind's championship victory on Nitro, and fans switched to watch it on Raw. Said, I would have turned the channel too. Said also about the moral battle he had spoiling competitors' results on live TV. I believe you can check it all out with his interview. And the recent run-in he had with CM Punk at a radio station. His career highlight, calling his first match at Madison Square Garden with Lord Alfred Hayes, and why he decided to move on from pro wrestling after the sale of WCW, and now the chance to get out of it. Why don't I take it? So he took it. Of course, I'm not going to tell you why. Spoil the interview. But anyway, SmackDown General Manager Booker T acted as the honorary team captain for the NFL's Houston, Texans as they defeated the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Booker T received a huge pop when he was introduced to the crowd. Also, Sharmell was there. And reports from the RYBACK, here we go with this again, RYBACK CM Punk matches at a live, this is at a live event, noted that there were that they're getting better each night, I guess. RYBACK said he's is said to be listening to everything Punk says as far as, making the match go. Last night's show in Hartford, Connecticut, both superstars were recently and evenly, I guess, matched, and RYBACK actually controlled a good part of the match. Good, he's got wrestling skills now. Can't say too much for Goldberg in that respect, but I hope he ain't listening. Plans could be changed, but as of this weekend, the only match scheduled to take place in the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is RYBACK and Punk for the title. RYBACK and Punk, again last night at Hartford, Connecticut, was advertised as a last man standing match, but it wasn't. RYBACK ended up winning by a DQ when Paul Heyman ran in to break up a pin, and after the bell, RYBACK could barely get Heyman up for his shell-shocked finisher, so he just slammed him instead. Punk then made the save, but RYBACK laid him out to end the show, sent her in by a home happy, except Heyman and Punk. Apparently, I don't know whether RYBACK was kind of winded, maybe, or Heyman's kind of chunky and kind of off balance to try and get on your shoulders. I don't know. Never know. Another match noted for last night's event in Hartford saw Michael McGillicuddy beat David Otunga in about 20 seconds. McGillicuddy cut a babyface promo before the match, and of course, mentioned a few weeks back, Triple H is very high on McGillicuddy, and it appears he's going to get his push real soon. And, oh, by the way, as noted before on Saturday, Jack Swagger back on the road working this weekend, losing to Brodus Clay. Seemed like, was that the last match? Didn't he lose to Brodus when he quit, supposedly? Anyway, Swaggart is said to be sporting a longer and thicker black, slick back hairstyle, different from the style he was wearing before he left WWE several weeks ago. You know, when forgot to mention this, when The Miz took off to make his movie, he looked one way, and then when he came back, he looked a lot different. I don't know whether he had some, maybe some cosmetic stuff done to his face. I know he had a little bit of a different hairstyle. I don't think that made his face look different, but he just looked different. Maybe I have to look back on some of the old tapes. All right, day after news coming out, the WWE was considering a 70-year-old reality star, Atlanta or Honey Boo Boo Thompson, to WrestleMania 29. The owner of the wrestling school in New Jersey wants her to train with TNA star Robbie E. James Pitaro, I guess, owner of D2W Pro Wrestling Academy in New Jersey, is offering to bring in Honey Boo Boo and her family member to New Jersey for training. If she accepts the offer, she's going to be trained by TNA and that company and Robbie E. Honey Boo Boo and her family are apparently huge wrestling fans, or just plain huge, if you've ever seen her. They participated in an indie event in Alabama last week, which I guess there's footage on the internet, which you can take a look at. And I still want to see the Boo Boo's mom and Vicky. That's what I want to see. Hey, tonight's Raw is going to be taking place at Izod Center, East Rutherford, New Jersey, and confirmed for tonight's show is going to be Kane taking on Big Show, plus the finals in a tag team tournament with Sandow Rhodes and Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. As long as Ray don't get hurt between now and then. Local WWE news advertising for the local area there is Sheamus taking on Big Show and Ryback taking on Punk in the largest lumberjack match in WWE history. And we're not going to get to see it, tape it. All right, here's some of their focus points for tonight's show with Kofi Kingston on a tear. Can Miz come back in time for Hell in a Cell? And who will be the #1 contender to get the tag team title shot at Hell in a Cell? And will Daniel Bryan be involved in Kane's match with Big Show? Just how? And what's next from 3MB? That's crazy. And Ryback will Ryback gain advantage over Punk with mind games going into Hell in a Cell? I hope so. They need to give that guy a personality. He would be a hell of a lot better somehow. We could relate to him other than just bouncing in the ring and feeding him something. He needs a personality. Zack Ryder, who was frustrated with the YouTube series being edited by WWE, is hyping the 100th episode and teasing that it's maybe the final one. Whew, just in the nick of time. WWE Camera Cruise is visiting the home of Bret Hart this week. Bret revealed on Twitter that WWE is doing a DVD of rare and unseen matches from his archive and their archive. After recent reports suggesting that a deal might not go through because of the problems of the contract with WWE kept passing on the Watts family, which I mentioned, Cowboy Bill Watts' family, Miami Herald reports that WWE and the Watts family has agreed to a deal for the WWE to purchase about 1,200 hours of Mid-South wrestling footage. Good. We've reported that the footage is going to be used on the WWE Network and WWE DVDs coming out. And they'll probably have ones, spotlighting Mid-South. A lot of history there. Jim Ross told the Miami Herald that fans are able to somewhere down the road buy volumes where they can see X number of weeks of television, or by the year where there's X number of episodes on a multi-disc set. They're going to see how it is like reading an action adventure movie. It says that one chapter leads to the next and led to the next with a crescendo and then a payoff, and then the book continues. I'm not sure what he's talking about, unless he's JR's wrote a book. That was on there, just kind of the way it was. I relayed it on. Hey, Daniel Bryan, by the way, is appearing at Snyder Sports Store in Garden City, New York, December 16th, 10 a.m. And WWE diva Eve Torres being interviewed on VH1's Morning Buzz show. Airs at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. WWE continues the anti-bullying rallies in Connecticut this week. And Eve and Brodus Clay are hosting a rally at the Boys and Girls Club in Hartford, Connecticut. on Sunday, and at the same time, AJ Lee, Jack Swagger is going to be at the local YMCA with another rally. I need to go to the girls' club, but I don't know if they have any anymore. I guess I'll stay away from there. Thought I could push around the kids anyway, the girls, but I guess I'm not supposed to. WWE noted on their website for the past year and a half, WWE superstars and divas have been visiting more than 40 schools and spoke with more than 20,000 children about anti-bullying. Another 20,000 have been taking the Be a Star pledge online. I would love to know if that's working. I hope it is, but I don't know whether it works or not, what they're doing. Spending a lot of time and money. Of course, when I was a kid, I used to get bullied around. I just took it and went on. And here I am on this side of the camera. I ought to be on the other side of the camera beating the crap out of somebody in a wrestling ring. Get that frustration out of me. During an interview with Fozzy, upcoming UK tour, Chris Jericho noted that he believes WWE officials are not happy with him pursuing interests outside of the sports entertainment organization. And he continues, if we don't, well, I guess we could walk away knowing that I had an amazing run to achieve everything I wanted to achieve in wrestling. If they can't agree on things, Jericho weighs in on CM Punk, John Cena, and Heyman and more in a full interview. Fighting Spirit magazine also had a story on Jericho's remarks. Happy birthday to first WWF Intercontinental or Eurocontinental champion D'Lo Brown, 42 years old, and two-time CZW Iron Man champion Adam Flash, 41. Former WWE developmental talent Mike Cruel, 30. Hall of Famer Pedro Morales, 70 years old. And this would have been the birthday of former WWF wrestler Bad News Brown, would have been 69. And on this day in 2005, classic wrestler, Wrestling World lost the three-time AWA World Champion Reggie Crusher Lowski at the age of 69 years old. Lowski's career was nearly ended prematurely in 81, when a 450-pound Jerry Blackwell botched up a top rope move, landing on Lowski's right arm, causing major severe nerve damage. And this, did manage to recover from it though, and came out of an unofficial retirement and took part in Vince McMahon's WWF. And interestingly, he claimed that he made more money working part-time for Vince McMahon than he did full-time with Vern Gagne's AWA. His final match came in '88 when he continued to be involved with wrestling through the '90s though. And sadly, his final years was marred by health problems. Indeed, upon his death, he was crippled from repeated knee surgeries and partially paralyzed from having a tumor removed from his brain. It was later that eventually claimed his life. Hell of a guy. Paul Heyman recently spoke with Spirit Fighting magazine and talked about having an absolute blast with his current WWE run. And the differences between managing Brock and Punk, he stated. Currently, WWE run, he said, I'm having an absolute blast. It's the best of circumstances because I'm working with people I absolutely adore to work with. And originally came back with Brock Lesnar, and I couldn't think of a better scenario to come up with to WWE than Brock. Then after SummerSlam, when Brock went away, I was going away too, but then came the opportunity to work with Punk. Now, if you get CM Punk's DVD, he talks about Heyman in OVW, that Heyman kept pushing him and pushing WWE to take him. And they kind of held back. Anyway, I'm about ready to run out of time, but Heyman was a big supporter of Punk. But check out the DVD whenever you can. It's a hell of a good one. Find out a lot about him. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.